Welcome back to another episode of Lifestripes with Kathy and Duke. Today we got a special guest. We've got Mr. Jonathan Grandchamp, and he is one of the co-founders of the Black Actors Canada group. And we really wanted to talk about that with you today, Jonathan, to get an understanding of what the group is, what it's for, and how does it benefit the Black actors. So welcome to the show.
Welcome, Jonathan.
Thank you so much for having me. All right, so let's get started. So Black Actors Canada, basically the group was actually found between myself, the actress Jessica Myrie, and Duke Robinson. And basically it is a group meant for Black creatives and artists in the industry, especially in the film and TV industry. And so the purpose of the group is actually to promote these creative artists within the industry, take up space and create space for us, and for us by us, pretty much. Our main goal is to be able to actually showcase Black artists and Black creatives within that industry by either the work as actors that we have done, but also the work as directors, producers, writers, script writers, even sound as well too, and showcase that we exist, that we have talent here, an untapped source of talent that the film in the TV industry have, in a sense, hasn't seen or has neglected as well too. So we really want to bring that out and showcase the amount of talent that Canada has to provide, and also going on further from that as well too. A lot of the people in this group are not only actors, but also they also dabble in script writing and directing and producing as well too. So a lot of the actors you actually do meet either on set or even in class as well too, they tell you, it's like, oh yes, I'm a director, or I produce such and such and stuff as well too. So we really want to bring that hub of talent together and be able to actually create and collaborate with one another and actually tell stories where we actually get to see someone, live our lives and tell our stories as well too, and not just what the film industry thinks is what a Black person or a person of African descent goes through, but what we can actually imagine ourselves to become and what we are as well too. So yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, there's so many layers to all of this.
Exactly. Yeah.
And being an actor in Toronto for as long as I've been an actor in Toronto, I have a whole lot to say about this.
Yeah.
But I know that you guys you've come up with this amazing idea, and I think it's going to benefit all of us. And I just want to say that for people who may know somebody who's thinking, or they see themselves as a director or a screenwriter or an actor, and they haven't actually done it yet, it doesn't mean that this isn't the group for you, I'm assuming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Right.
sometimes this is where you start, and you get
Exactly.
your experience through groups like this. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's really important for people to know that if you do know somebody who says, I've always wanted to screen it, or I've written, but I haven't produced anything, I don't know where to send it, I don't know what to do with it, I don't know how to find actors, this could be a spot for them to start.
Exactly.
yeah, that's the whole movement behind this group.
Right.
You have people that are going to school for maybe broadcasting a film, and then you
Yeah.
have people who are just novice that pick up a camera or write a little screenplay, and they want to see it come to life.
Yeah.
Right? So that the point of this group is for people like that, people that
Excellent.
they want to experience something new, but they don't know where to go, and
Absolutely.
and especially in the Black community, I don't think that there's a group out there that showcases that for the Black community, right?
Yeah.
So me and Jonathan were on a call. Jonathan invited me to a casting call that was talking about Black Lives Matter, and that was one of the biggest things that stuck out to myself and Jonathan, that we didn't have nowhere to go to find Black actors or Black screenplay writers or directors or producers, and even a casting house. Like, I don't know of one.
There isn't one.
Exactly.
There is not a
There's
Black
no agents either.
Right?
No, there is
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Right. So it's important for us to kind of pull our energies and our resources together so that we can funnel it into one place.
Yeah.
So that way, if a big budget or a low budget needs to find some actors, or needs to find a crew member or a writer or whatever,
Yeah.
a set designer, something,
Right.
come
Right.
to this group and find them there, or
Exactly.
put your message out there, or put whatever project you worked on, and if you want to showcase it there, that you can do that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, it's really interesting. I went to was it Black Film Festival? Yeah, the Black Film Festival a couple years ago, 2 years ago. One of their guest speakers was Robbie Reed. Now, Robbie Reed is a Black casting agent in the States, and she's done a lot of stuff for Spike Lee. She's done a lot of stuff for everybody, to be honest with you. And so one of the things that she thought was really amazing is that we don't have a Black casting house here. And she's like, somebody needs to do that. They need to make it happen, because as people coming from the States, they're relying on these casting directors to have pools of people. You know what I mean? And you know, obviously there's nobody Black for them to go to zone in on us. And so they're relying that all the other casting agents have pools of Black people. And it's great. And yes, they do. But here's the thing. They tend to use the same people over and over and over again, right? So even still, even though there's a pool of us Black actors, we still find that, you know, it's the same faces that they're seeing all the time. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I think it's also important for us to try to start establish some form of a star status here. You know, you're going to have certain levels of actors, and that's fine. But just to have a presence and to be able to walk into an agency and know that it is predominantly Black, or, you know, heavy-handed with Black talent, I think would also help us. We can even promote over to the States that we exist. But when they come here, it's not like they're fishing for us. Like, where are they, you know? And also for casting directors, if it's a Black production, they zone in on the Black agents, even, you know, a predominantly Black agency, who knows, you know, something. But it really doesn't exist. And I've been in this game for a long time. A lot of people thought going to Vancouver, for example, would be the key, because it's so close to the States. And if they're looking for Black talent, then maybe they'll go to Vancouver. Well, the irony is there's really not a lot of Black talent in Vancouver, so they're not going to Vancouver. I did a commercial in Vancouver, and I was flown there from Toronto twice, you know, for 2 different commercials. So they know that we have Black people in Toronto. Let's just give them a spot to really zone in on. You know, I think it's a great idea that you guys have come up with, honestly. And also,
I think and Jonathan, back me up here, but the call to action is for people to join. Submit your work so people can see what you're doing. And spread the word.
No,
absolutely.
And like, I've reached out to quite a few actors and stuff as well too, just to actually let them know, like, you know, if you have any of your work past or present that you've done before and everything actually has released and you have permission to, like, we'd love to feature and show, because we want to show the array of talent that people do have and that they bring to the table and stuff as well too. I even remember reading on some blogs where some casting directors or agents have been saying, you know, we don't have a pool to reach out to actually get you know, Black actors or even people of color in general, right? And because, like, it's so spread out, so there's no actual main hub as well, you know, that you can actually reach out to. So it's like, so the things like I did, one of the things as well too that we were doing, this is what Jessica said as well too, she mentioned later on, but is the fact that there, in terms of Canadian actors or famous Canadian actors, there's never really a Black actor or POC character that's actually come from Canada that's actually, you know, that has a status list that you see, like Ryan Gosling and like Richard McGann's, like, they're from Canada and all that stuff, but you don't see one that's actually a Black actor coming from Canada that's actually famous in that level as well too.
So what I will tell you is that he's not as famous as a Ryan Gosling, but he is doing his thing. And you know, he's actually being nominated, well, not nominated, he won the Harry Jerome Award this year for the arts and entertainment. Is Lyric Bent, and who happens to be a friend of mine, and he's awesome. And, you know, he's done quite a bit of stuff. He's on Tyler Perry's roster. Like, so, you know, he's made it. And I started when we did background together, him and I, you know, eons ago. And so it is so amazing. And he's not the only one. There are a few, but they're not at Ryan Gosling level yet. So fingers crossed for them all. Exactly. And there's only a few of them.
But that's the thing.
We want to be able to actually
that level. We want to showcase talent, because I believe, and I firmly believe, that there's a lot of great talent in Toronto that are
a lot of hidden talent,
Black, right? Within the Black community, and they're just not getting that push. I think a platform like this, I think a group like this will force the hand for us to get that recognition.
And it's also about the, you know, because I think the group is made up of ACTRA members and non-ACTRA members, right?
Right.
Am I correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So union and non-union. And I think as seasoned actors, you know, some of us might be able to help the other ones along, you know, people that are now up and coming. So when you have that combination, it's really not in conflict with our union rules if we're working on, you know, pieces, and they're teachable pieces. We may not be able to, as union members, we may not be able to act in non-union productions, but we can sure as hell lend our experience and our expertise, you know, to people that are just coming up in the industry. So I think that having a great combination of seasoned versus non-seasoned will really, really do something.
It's really about the collaboration.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Like I was saying, sorry to cut you off. I was just saying, in terms of just some of the hopes that we do have in this is that, you know, the people that are there could actually work together and be able to actually help each other, especially if there are new actors that have, you know, never actually even been on set. So just being able to actually just get the information out, saying, you know, this is how you should have or carry yourself in a studio when you're actually either at work or when you're going to a casting, how you should be, like your presence overall, but also being able to actually, because there are some actors that just, to be honest, they want to know there's another actor like them. Because during that one call that we were in, another actor was mentioning, you know, he's like, I've been to casting calls, I've been on set, I've never seen another Black actor. And it's like, and you know, the one time I do see one, even in training during class, I get excited because like, oh my God, there's somebody else like me that's actually doing this as well too. So it's like, it's the fact that knowing that there's somebody else within your community there as well, just going through the same journey as you, really uplifts you, know, stuff as well. And like that's one of the things that we actually talk about, is like just being able to empower and uplift each other and actually really push each other to be better. And that we should always be even if you're not getting as much work and stuff as well too, always be on top of your game and always continue practicing, working on your craft, because eventually that moment will come where where they're going to be looking for that one person, and you know what, you have to make sure you're ready for it too. And so yeah, so that's why so that is where our aspirations are. It's like we continue to build each other up and push each other to be better actors and, you know, creators in general, so that way we can actually, when that moment comes, we're all ready for it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, in the industry, when I first started, anybody who was a people of color, we only needed 3 credits to become a full union member, and anybody white needed 6. And so that has changed. Everybody just needs 3 now, and it was because of the insurgence of reality TV and the decrease in episodics, right, and movies. And so, you know, now on top of that, we have COVID, okay? So they are really clamping down now, especially when it comes to who's on set, how often they're on set, can they hopefully reuse the same people, you know? And I think it's a blessing, but a curse at the same time. So if you've been on their particular set already as a Black person or a white person, it doesn't matter. You will probably get called back again, bonus. But if you haven't, now it's truly limiting. You know, they are truly about to limit the amount of people who are getting roles, you know? So, you know, again, the game it's changing again. And so we don't know what is going to come of all of this. So the more that we can all get together as people of color and create our own projects, that's where the industry has to go. You know, there's so many outlets for it, right? With YouTube or Amazon, what is Amazon TV? I don't even know. I can't keep up. Amazon Prime, you know, I can't even keep up with it all. But there are so many outlets now. You know, we don't need to be on a major network show anymore. So
and that's why I say, if you're a writer, then please join the group, because content there's a lot of content that needs to be made. And you're right, we do have a lot of areas of platforms that we can attach to, right? Because you have like Apple TV that's starving for content. You know, I mean, Amazon Prime is still starving for content. They're making good shows. They got a great one with Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington.
Kerry Washington,
you know? They got some good stuff. YouTube is starving for content.
HBO,
you know?
like
there's
a lot of platforms that are
plus, like everybody wants something new and fresh.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is the time. We've got all these platforms, so this is the time to really focus and collaborate with each other, so we can build some amazing stories that don't show us in that light that we're just all, you know, drug dealers and gang bangers and stuff like that, right? So the call to action. Like, let's get producers, writers, directors, you know, from craft services to storyboarding to grip to electrician to best
Electrician,
boy. We want all
everything.
of you guys to join the group.
Continuity, everybody.
Everything.
I'm also going to take, I'm going to throw this out there, Duke, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. You know, this is you guys' thing. And so what about investors? Because at the end of the day, that's always going to be the biggest issue. It's okay. I have a great script. I have great actors. And now I need money.
Oprah, if you're listening.
I love it.
We'll take that executive producer money from you, you know?
Yeah, right.
If you're listening. You know what I mean? Everybody, like it's for everybody, and you're 100% right. Investors, get ready. Like we really want to push this to a place where there's no limit. Like the sky's the limit, right? And I think this is the time to do it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think what you guys are doing is great, and congratulations.
Thank you.
So Jonathan,
yes,
where can they find us?
All right, so you can actually find us on Facebook, on our Facebook group, Black Actors Canada, as well as Instagram as well too. So it's Black Actors Canada on Instagram.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Well, I'd like to thank you, Jonathan, for jumping on the show with us today. Kathy, again, you've always been great, and I know that you've been supporting the Black Actors cause. So thank you for spreading the word, and for everybody that's listening, please spread the word because Black Actors Canada is here to stay.
Awesome.
Love it. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks,
bye.
Bye.
Like what you saw, please like and subscribe to Lifestripes with Kathy and Duke. This is another episode coming at you Mondays at 3 p.m.
Peace.
Bye.